We're back.
And we're live.
We're live again, bro.
We're live again, man. It feels so good to say that again. We're back and we're live. I love you. You know how much I love saying it, man. And not only saying that, getting to say it inside this amazing building here at First Live Studio. Here, 219 Central Avenue, Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Bushwick is home, bro.
Yeah, Bushwick's home.
You showed me something the other day, and I need to address it. They're taking down the playground in the backyard.
Oh, not they're taking it down. It's gone.
It's already gone.
It was still. Listen, I got home yesterday. Let's say around 2:10ish, 2:15ish. I walk in the door. Playground's still up. Everything. About 2 hours later, I hear it. I'm like, what are they out there? What are they doing right now? And I go look, and the whole top part that's already gone. I'm like, the fuck are they doing?
Like they're removing every memory that we have of this place.
I mean,
slowly but surely. Because when the first playground came down on the other side, like this is like native Bushwick stuff that we're talking about.
The first playground had to come down. That was a hazard, man. That one had to
go. That's Nook broke his arm.
Yeah, that's where he fucked up his arm, man. The first one had to go. This one I didn't see any problem with it, I guess. But they did tell like my cousin asked them, and they said they're building something entirely new out there. They're gonna like do something. They're rebuilding it all. They're putting new, better shit in there.
They need to, because kids need a place to play. Like you're removing all of the.
I mean, I would honestly say don't do anything down at the other end and probably build a basketball court. Flatten that out and build a basketball court instead, man. Because we always had that half court there. That's where I learned how to dunk.
That's what people don't understand. Like when you have no other choice, you find ways to get shit done. Like we had a homemade basketball rim in the backyard, and I don't know who bolted it up to the playground, but that ended up being the court that most of us grew up playing on.
Had some battles on there, man.
And that, my God, it's no longer there, bro.
Yeah.
All there's just a former shell of a shadow on the floor.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, bro.
You can just remember where it all was.
But of course, we got to talk about 30 Days to Rock. We're live on 30days2rock.us right now. And if we could just get a shot of this screen, let me full screen this bad boy right here. You guys see live and virtual broadcasts all week long, everything from rock to hip hop and indie. And, this past week, did you get to watch any of the broadcasts? Because I did.
I got to watch the Pitt Brothers band.
I saw that one. I actually posted a pic.
I saw some of Daisy Skelton. I was busy. And I saw a bit of the early part before I had to start getting ready to go of the Many Hearts of Bushwick with Emily and John Block, but I was busy, so I had other things going on.
The Mondrian Affair, was that the same company that you guys toured with? That you guys did the light show with?
No.
That what? It's the hotel.
Yeah. McAllen,
oh yeah, that was what it was, the McAllen thing. But when they set up the Mondrian, I was like, God damn, look at that setup. That shit brought me back a few years working here at First Live. But of course, this next week, we have more acts for you. Where are we? What's today's date?
Today is July, I think, 6th or 7th, 8th. God damn.
Today's the 8th.
Today's July 8th. I was off by 2 days. I was wrong twice.
So we still on this slide right here.
I was completely wrong twice.
Oh, I see us again. Oh, my God. Tomorrow, we got Daniel J. Morrow. For those of you who have a little First Live history in you, he's done a lot of work here, man. And he's got pretty good music, man. He surprised me because I thought he was just a host till he started breaking out the guitar. Then on Friday, we got Rise Up Brooklyn presents Ajoyo. Am I saying that right? Ajoyo. Of course, Rise Up Brooklyn presents once again on Saturday, Sarah Elizabeth Charles. And then at night, late at night, Escarioca. I'm saying it right because that's pretty much what's written right there. You guys see the lineup, man. All the way to the 12th, Aqueous Isolations. A live painting performance with Tinsty and Renee Berthollet. And I believe they'll be joining us later.
Yeah, they're supposed to join us later today at some point
and
discuss the Nick Cage painting. We need to get that camera inverted so we can show the same thing that I saw last week. That's what brought to my attention as to why I wasn't seeing it today. So I 100% know I see the Nick Cage face in that painting.
It was because last week the image was inverted. So we got to see it from a mirrored perspective. And when you mirror that image, you see Nicolas Cage's face for some reason.
And I want to know, was that, supposed to happen? Because right there, right now, right, we're on the painting right now. Right here's what I said when I saw like the Venom, comic book villain tongue, some sort of animal, and then even I saw like the little like crap, like from this angle, look like a little guy dancing like in the eye right there, like see like a little dance move, like a little. You see it?
That's the thing about art. Every time people look at it, they see something different. Now imagine you took. I'm not going to say what substance, but imagine under influence of something.
Getting the Mario superpowers.
It's like you already know where I went with that one. It's all natural though.
Nah. But imagine, under the influence of, what you'd see differently here, man. Why people say they enjoy taking them, man. Why people enjoy those substances. I've never had them, but I don't knock people who enjoy them responsibly and don't become dependent upon them or anything as such.
That's the adult thing. That's called adulting. It's the adult thing that they call adulting.
Yeah, man. There's some parts of this adult thing that aren't very fun, man.
Like paying bills and taxes?
Yeah, man. I don't even want my feeling on taxes. I don't want to talk about it. I do not want to talk about it.
But this is a good segue, into local politics. I'm not sure how much they affect taxes, but, this voting thing is coming up soon.
It's coming up, man. I mean, who knows, man? I keep telling everyone, I think I'm shocked no one's put it on the ballot yet for here, man. Like with everything, the economy's taking a big hit. Why federally it hasn't just get rid of decriminal, just completely make marijuana legal. The economy right now, when we discussed it before, we discussed it with the economy when they said, man, and they said the shit with New York City being the city that like consumes the highest amount of marijuana. And when I looked it up that time, it was like we thought it might be by capita per something, whatever. No, it was just by pure poundage and weight.
Pure poundage.
New York City. And then it was like Karachi and somewhere else. They were both in Pakistan and then came LA.
I'm live on Instagram right now.
You're live on the gram?
In case you want to do that at some point, just to get the extra looks.
Maybe at some point, because people don't know me for going live. So when I went live last time, I didn't nobody to. I only one of my aunts tuned in. So I'm not.
That's one more person.
That's one more. Yeah, you're totally correct.
That's one more person, especially if it's family.
I'll go live at some point.
Something that my wife told me the other day made a lot of sense when it comes to this politics stuff that's coming up. Kanye West just announced that he was running for president. We don't know if it's a troll, if he's just making a spoof. But if in fact he is, then a lot of the black vote would be divided.
I don't know, man.
And that'll give, what is this, 45?
45, yeah.
Another 4.
I think that's a fair assessment. A fair way to look at it. That's also a very, once again, it's him or him. Well, last time it's a him or her mentality. Now it's a him or him mentality. And the fact that people can still admit that A, that this is the reason we were here last time, and that B, it's probably why we're going to end up with him for another 4. And that's why when it originally happened, I told everyone, man, as much as I want to be optimistic for this country, I'm not. He's opened up a very dark side, and they're going to lead this country down a dark path. And I said, get ready for 4, and realistically, mentally prepare yourself for 8. Because, right now, he's done nothing. I can honestly say that we can say a great president would do. A president who deserves another 4 terms would do. But we've also seen Joe Biden be Joe Biden, man.
Yeah.
And, to pretend or assume or like not look at his faults, man. And I think it's also, I keep telling people why they haven't mentioned a running mate for him yet. I've seen articles where people are saying they've seen some of the same signs they saw in Reagan when it's reported Reagan was showing those early signs of Alzheimer's when early in his presidency.
Talking about Biden?
Yeah. People are saying like the signs of the same shit. I'm not saying this. I shouldn't be, this is all, my opinion, but I've read articles where people are saying they see the same shit. Now, by now, man, I think the fact that there hasn't been a running mate, like even like who's it gonna be? Like we're now what, 3 months?
Yeah, it's already way
3.5 months, and still no real policy discussions other than I won't be this guy.
And it's gotten to a point where smear campaigns are the core of their politics because the amount of commercials. Did you see the who was it, Ti, that he's suing Trump for using
for using the
don't
whatever
need
you like.
nobody.
Don't
Like-
need nobody.
It's like-
no Joe Biden. And it's like, come on, man.
Like you as a businessman,
Why would you
should
think
know
you would use
copywriting.
Ti?
It's like my
Of all
God.
people, Ti. Why of all people, Ti, bro? Like,
Someone
come
who's
on, man.
actually gonna voice his opinion after you do this shit.
Like, you could have very well gotten away with using like Kid Rock or some, body like that, and it'd been okay. But the Ti, brother, come on, man, you gotta be anyone on his team thinking I was okay. And just the people around him right now. There's one thing I've discussed too: the fact that he hasn't filled out his cabinet yet. Yeah, at the end of you're nearing the end of your first term of your presidency, and you've yet to fill out your complete cabinet.
It's been a shit show.
It's been a shit show on a fucking global. Excuse me. It's been a shit show on a fucking global scale, and I mean, the world was already laughing at Americans. And I mean,
It's
if you
a
think
million
that
times
if
worse
you
now.
think America's still a superpower, and let's talk about the handling of this virus. If you think America's still a superpower, we're now banned. We're collectively quarantined together, sick together now, because the rest of the world is like, yo, y'all ain't get y'all shit together with this, and you guys had the most means out of everyone to get your fucking shit together, and because half of you want to listen to a fucking moron who you've elected as your leader.
It makes me laugh. I mean, it's not funny, but it kind of makes me laugh when these people they protest not wearing the mask and all that shit, and then they show up to events, and these are like leaders, and then the next day you'll see Newsweek or somebody reporting that they got COVID-19.
Yeah, man. Like
bro,
I think
this shit is real, bro.
It's real. It's out there. People were like people are taking it as a joke, man. People are still
Shit is
not
not a
considering
joke.
it like serious, man. I mean, people calling it the flu, the cold. Still, I mean,
Both of
it's
our families got affected by
yeah,
that.
we've both seen it. I mean, it's not good, man. I keep telling everyone, I honestly think the way you're seeing now baseball players, they reopen all these baseball training camps. MLB's instituted all these, health chances, all these health things, to keep people apart, all these hand sanitizer stations. Baseball players are getting it left and right still. All the college athletes that got it when they reopened. You have people in the NBA on the Nets who've gotten it twice now. So people are saying, could you get it again after you've already had and have antibodies? There's someone who's not going down there. I don't know. I want to say it was Spencer Dinwiddie, maybe? Somebody on the Nets who got it when they first happened, when the big news Kevin
And they
Durant
got it
had it,
again?
and he has it again, and that's why he's not going down to Florida.
There was a video of Bill Gates and his wife. They was talking about the second wave, the second coming of COVID. And he's like giggles at the end of it. He's like, oh, this round's gonna get people's attention. It's like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, we already know that there's
Like,
some
I don't even
crazy shit
understand
going
why
on.
people aren't trusting. I mean, why people are sharing Bill Gates aside from his money. What
It's like he made Microsoft. Why is he
what
the leader?
qualifies
Like-
him to know anything about vaccinations, scientists, and shit like that? About the science that should go behind vaccinations and as such. What the fuck
Why is he the
qualifies
voice
this
of
man?
this shit?
What qualifies this man? Someone explain to me what qualifies Bill Gates to be the guy who talks about that, and no one has, because he isn't.
He's not.
It doesn't make sense.
And the fact that he's making these promo videos and putting them out, and he's laughing in the fucking video, bro. They slowed it down. You see his face. He's laughing. And he's just like, this second wave of COVID is going to really get people's attention.
I mean, the fact that, these states that want to reopen early, man, like I was talking to my dad about it yesterday. People are trying to use the protest. Well, the protesters are out, but the protesters are out wearing fucking masks. They're not around each other. They're not in fucking pools gyrating with each other. Did you see the video? The videos of some of these places is like, oh my God. Even in the city, if the city does not experience a second wave, if we don't experience a second wave of some sort, I'll be fucking shocked. My mind will be fucking blown if we do not experience a second wave of some kind.
Oh, we're going to. We're going to. I have no doubt about that.
I wholeheartedly believe so too.
And I still believe that when it does happen, that there's still going to be people protesting, wearing masks and wearing gloves and sanitizing and all that shit.
And there's still going to be people that I don't want. I want my life. Give me liberty or give me death. Like, buddy, you're looking at fucking death right now, man. They're trying to protect the fact that you'll get a chance at liberty when this is all over. But it's like, yo,
for your benefit,
like the
too.
European Union has banned Americans from coming in.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, like we're banned. Mexico's closed down some of the borders with states that would have an increase in where have an increase in cases in the Southwest. And
So they closed down the border to go into Mexico.
Yep. Yep. Look at the irony.
Yeah.
Look at the irony. The irony of everything
crazy.
everyone said. And Mexico said, nah, buddies, y'all haven't gotten your shit together. You stay home. We're good on this side.
Don't bring that shit to us.
I'm pretty sure Canada's going to do it soon if they haven't already. I mean, but not too many northern states are seeing flare-ups like that. So I can understand why.
Yeah, but the fact that you had once the airline tickets went dirt cheap, people didn't care anymore, bro.
I saw people traveling with their kids. I know people were planning shit. People are so away. It's like, man, you are some brave motherfuckers, man. Like you were brave.
You're a guinea pig right now.
Like you were really like being on on a tube full of other people with this air just circulating. You don't know how purified it's being. I mean,
for hours.
They did an hour-long.
You're not flying to Connecticut.
Yeah, you're not flying to fucking Atlantic City.
Like you going way down south.
Like going to Florida. People went to LA. People went to fucking, people just travel like, yo, dirt cheap, I'm going. People took their chance.
I don't understand that shit. I don't understand the mentality. Imagine being on a flight and then you start getting an itch in your throat. Then that shit just starts taking over. Like you have a panic attack, bro.
Yo, you can't take your mask off. You gotta have your mask on. I don't think I can fly right now, simply for the fact that even with the mask I wear, being it's like breathable, and I feel comfortable with it, I still wouldn't be able to sit that long. Even on the train for it that long, I'm like, I want to get this
off.
As
much as I hate wearing the mask, I wear the mask.
But like this time, like I gotta get this off. You see, I don't wear it when I'm out in the street, like when I'm walking around. Like I feel I'm in an open air environment.
If I'm walking in the street and I see an elderly person or someone with kids walking near me, I'll put the mask on real quick while I'm walking by them. But that's just to give them peace of mind.
I only put the mask on like if I walk past big group of people who aren't wearing masks, or they are, so they don't feel like, oh, look at this fucking guy. And if I walk under scaffolding or some shit, I put it on because I feel like that's a more enclosed space.
I went to the city yesterday. I told you I did a job in the city yesterday.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got out the train, this was my first time in the city in a while. As soon as I got out the train, it was just everybody had a mask. Like there was not having a mask on. If you was in the city and there was police everywhere for some reason, it was like 15 fire trucks lined up by 53rd and 5th. And I was just like, holy shit, everybody out here. I was scared to smoke a cigarette because I felt like somebody was going to come out and just be like, put your fucking mask on, dude.
Nah, man. Like once I'm out in the open, man, my mask comes down, bro. Like I'm not going to, man. I feel people's belief behind that, but it's like, hey, guys, you know that's how surgeons work, right? Most doctors, when you're inside, most places, they have that thing up. They have to breathe that the entire time. They don't pass out.
We getting coffee right now. Ooh. Let's see if we can get a
Is there mocha involved in this?
There is not mocha today, but there will be next time.
All right.
You guys see it?
How does a latte go?
The latte is delicious espresso with a little bit of milk. And,
very nice. What am I going to get? I'm going to get the same thing that I always get. Yes. Yes, sir. The cappuccino always hits the spot, brother. That shit always hits the spot.
An iced mocha? If you can make it iced, that'd be great. If not, I mean,
is there anything?
Sugar.
Is there like an iced cappuccino? Iced-a-chino?
Iced latte.
So I'll take something iced. Because if I drink that hot shit right now, bro.
No, you know what? At least this week is not as bad as last week, man. It was humid as fuck last week. Last week it poured.
Look at those coffee beans. We got to smell the inside of the bags last week.
No, we didn't. The bags were closed and we still smelled it.
Oh, that shit was potent.
I feel like I can smell the beans now. I smell the aroma. Yeah. Am I the only one who smelled that, or am I stroking out here a little bit?
I smelled it.
You smelled it.
As soon as we start talking about it, that fucking damn, that shit is potent, bro.
It's potent, bro. That shit, man. Ooh wee.
What's the company again, so we could plug them? Super Lost.
Super Lost Coffee. And those beans are from some exotic places. One was from Colombia, one's from Ethiopia.
Guatemala.
Yo,
Some
man,
sexy bags.
I've heard people like who really like talk about coffee, talk about how like Starbucks is shit coffee. Not like that, like crap, that dribble, that garbage. Like, I mean, tell me how you really feel, man. I don't drink coffee, so I mean, just tell me how you really feel, pal.
The only time I was ever hooked on Starbucks, I was getting a double chocolate chip frappuccino every single time with like extra syrup. It was one of those drinks that. This was the time I was still wearing like black button downs with the pink tie and the ripped jeans and the Converse. That just added to the outfit right there.
Walking around with your frap. Did you have a little fedora?
Yeah.
Like, did you wear it all the way down? Did you like walk with it like at a lean or tilt?
No, I had a nice little tilt going.
Nice little tilt to it.
It's like, bro, I'm feeling like
Did you always
Bruno
carry your
Mars.
guitar even if you didn't intend on playing it?
Absolutely.
All right.
It was all part of the outfit. It's like, sometimes the
I wrote
case
a
was
song
empty.
called Water.
Sometimes the case was just empty. Just keep that shit on my back. Just like, yo. Especially when I was in college, because you remember I went to LaGuardia a bunch of different times, never got my degree. I kept dropping out, but I got into the habit of taking my guitar and just playing in the courtyard fishing. And then as soon as I found something, I'll just disappear. And that was my daily routine every time in college, bro. No wonder. You know what fucked me up is that my last year there, I didn't even like withdraw from the classes. I just stopped going. So when they sent me my like transcript, it said my GPA was 0.7. I was like, Jesus Christ. I thought 1 was the lowest, and it was a 0.7, bro. That's what discouraged me. I never went back to college.
Like the first time I checked my credit score and I saw it was a 4. I didn't know it could go that low,
bro.
It was a 4.
Nah, I don't even think my credit score was that low.
A 4. I'd never had a credit. And you know what? It was Chase. And you know how they have the, check your credit score shit and that shit?
Yeah.
I had a bank account for a little while. I'm like, hey, man, maybe I built some credit finally. Like, let me see what happens let's check your credit history, credit card, whatever. Let's check premium. That shit's like calculated and that shit.
Bro, I was in collections before I was 17. Like, for some reason, I think I was like 13 years old. I subscribed to like some Disney magazine or some Nickelodeon subscription, some shit. It was one of those mail order things. Remember, like Columbia
Bill Me
House?
Later.
Yeah, the Bill Me Later.
The way
stuff.
everyone ruined their credit when they were young. Bill Me Later.
I was like, what?
Pay a penny today, and we'll bill you the rest tomorrow.
Then a few years after that, I started getting calls from mortgage lenders talking about I'm past due on my mortgage. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, man, nothing kills me more than me getting the your vehicle warranty is about to expire. Like, motherfucker, I don't even have a driver's license. All right, pal.
Like,
so yeah, let's rethink that one. All right, stop fucking calling me.
Do your research.
I mean, I've threatened a couple of them, man. When it's actually people, I've told them I'm gonna find out where you are and I'm gonna come there. I'm gonna beat the living shit out of you.
Did you ever watch those videos on YouTube where people scam the scammers?
Yeah,
where they like tap into their computers and delete all their personal information and shit like that. That was some crazy technology to have right now. The fact that you got call centers overseas in like third world countries patching into people's households through telephone and convincing them to give them credit card numbers and social security numbers, bro.
I don't even know how people still fall for this shit. Honestly, I don't.
Because they target old people. They target old people, bro.
I mean, even there's been some young people that's falling for it, but they do target older people.
But at least a young person will have the foresight to go on Google and at least try to like do some research. Like, what the fuck company is this?
I'm pretty sure the IRS would have mailed me a couple of notices before telling me I was this back doing taxes.
And then they do it so dumb. Like, it's like, oh, we want you to go. If you got to pay off this back taxes that you have, we're going to come arrest you right now. What you do is you go to Target and you get a couple of gift cards, fill them up with $500 each.
You pay us with $500 Western Union gift cards. You pay us
like
with 8 $25 GameStop gift cards. Go buy them now. Hey, we need iTunes gift cards this time, motherfucker.
Yo, that shit. Scammers, bro. That shit ain't going nowhere.
Bro, never going to go anywhere, man.
I saw the Vice documentary they did about this dude who had the credit card printing machine, and he would just go on the deep web and get people's numbers and then etch them onto the cards with the machine, rack up like $5,000 a day, $10,000 a day. and he was masked up, changed his voice, everything. It's like, bro, if you're gonna go through all of this, why the hell even do the documentary? Like, why are you gonna put yourself on camera?
I mean, some people don't even think that, man. Like when I be watching these documentaries, like the drug ones, like when they show like the cop side, the drug dealer side, dopehead
Yeah,
side.
I be thinking like, who the hell like
what type of a drug dealer like? And then you think wearing a mask, like those got your address. Oh, like it always playing the music, they always mashed up. Like yeah, you in the trap house now. Like there's like 7 guys there, big ass guns, automatic weapons. Like yeah, we always got something in case shit go down. And somebody standing there with a rifle like this, got on the fucking, the black lava and then the fucking bandana around his face.
Can they like subpoena the original footage?
I'm not 100% sure. Thank you, sir.
We got a toast, brother. Let's toast.
There we go, sir. I got long arms. Ah.
Thank you.
Oh, that's delicious. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
That's the good stuff.
It's the same exact thing, but just cold. That shit tastes mad good.
It's the good stuff.
Look, he's getting a close up. Oh, yeah. And of course, we got these eco-friendly straws.
What are these, bamboo?
Yeah.
Oh, man. First guess.
Bamboo is one of the most underrated. What is that? A tree? A plant?
Bamboo is it a plant or a tree? I am not 100% sure.
I think it's bamboo trees. But
that's why they still use it to build so much. It's like so pliable, they say.
I love how it'll take, building construction out here 5 years to get a project done, but then you got some indigenous dude in the middle of the forest with a couple of bamboo sticks that builds a fucking castle in the dirt. You seen those videos?
I seen those videos, man. Those dudes building their own shit, man, building pools.
I'm like, yeah,
man, like
it's like, yeah, I smoke cigarettes, man. So after a couple of chisels to the ground, I think I'm gonna take a break. But these guys be going at it for like 15 hours straight every day.
It's crazy. I don't even know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. But it honestly makes me kind of sad. Some of the things I didn't learn, like when I see these videos, like man, like you live in a third world country and you like that shit's like, it's like you did this with like you didn't have the same power tools, bricks, like some very like low level tools, shit. Like
they had the knowledge. That's the crazy thing,
and the want,
and they know the texture of the ground. They know what ground to do because they can't do this shit on any piece of land. Because essentially what they're doing is that's working clay. The way once they start rubbing water on the dirt, they start forming that shit into clay. You got staircases, windows, all types of shit. And that shit turns solid, especially after the sun hits it for a while.
Yeah.
So it's like, God damn, bro, where you get that knowledge from? Because if the internet gets shut down out here, people lose their fucking minds. Ain't nobody going in the yard.
They'll be building. They'll be out some other places, man. Out here, people gonna have to learn. Gonna be going. Only some people will be smart enough to go to a library. People, be like, how am I supposed to get information now? Shouldn't we?
I don't think people really understood what the Book of Eli was about.
Oh man, nobody understood what the Book of Eli was about. Like, yo, he's blind, but he got a sword. It's not a sword. It's like a cool machete, kind of like a sword. And then Mila Kunis is in it. That's all people really thought about.
That's all they got from it.
That movie was
this man, not only was he blind and a warrior, but he memorized the entire Bible just to replicate it. Because essentially the book wasn't what he was protecting. The book was just the physical copy of what he was
protecting the knowledge. And that's why, homie, and that's still the shit with the dude who chased him down to get it. That whole time you chase him for it, and then you get it, you open it up, and you don't realize it's Braille. You had a whole society built up, even though it seemed like a bit of a tyrannical asshole, I'm going to say. You had built a whole society.
He was like Negan.
Yeah.
He was like Negan from Walking Dead. That was Walking Dead, right? Yeah. That super obnoxious character that just instills fear in everyone, and for some reason nobody thinks to just crack his head. Like, I couldn't get over that. You got all these different people in The Walking Dead slaving to Negan, Why nobody just hit him in the back of the head with his own bat?
I don't be understanding some of these things, man. Like why some of these people don't take the chance when they have it in these movies and these TV shows. Like that's your opportunity.
I blame it on the writers.
Yeah. I mean, but then my girlfriend, whenever I get upset about something like that in the show, she's like, also remember it's a TV show, they need to go on.
Yeah.
If
if it was a movie, it would be a whole different story. You got to pack that shit within an hour and a half.
Or, you know what me and my girl were talking about yesterday too, man, how after Harry Potter, when they made the movies, this is a segue that has nothing to do with you just saying, how they broke up the last movie into two parts, Deathly Hallows Part 1, Deathly Hallows Part 2. But we were discussing it and why it made sense with that.
Is that why the Lego game is 2 parts in one?
What do you mean?
Because Brenna was playing one of the games. I think it was the second disc, and she had beat it, but then it continued, and she had to beat another part.
Yeah. It's the year 7 split in two. Yeah.
So I was like, what the hell is this about?
Year 7 split in two. But it's essentially, if you read the books, the first part of that book is them on the quest to find the Horcruxes and figure out what the Horcruxes are. And then when they figure it out, find them. And
that's when he splits his soul into all those different artifacts.
Different items and artifacts and shit. And then the second part of the book is done after they figure out the last ones at Hogwarts, that they all descend on Hogwarts, and it's the Battle of Hogwarts. Like, that's the whole second half of the book. So that's why it made sense to do it for a whole separate movie, because you can cover it all instead of trying to cram it in. And we also say, like, look at how they just respected, like, Lord of the Rings and just made really long movies. I've never seen them, but I know they're long as shit, almost 4 hours long.
Very long.
I've been told that the battle scenes, though, are epic and that I would love them. I haven't watched them. I might at some point undertake that. But it's like how a lot of films wanted to build up to that, like buying these team books and then just flop. Some of them stopped like middle of the series. Like some of them did one movie and it's like, nah, it ain't gonna work, and just called it.
Because the audience dictates what happens next. It's all in the numbers. A lot of these big companies, they put out a lot of trash. Remember some of the films that we screened at Sunday night screenings was some of the best films I've ever seen, and they was done independently.
Yeah.
It's like you're talking about retro handheld cameras and just a shitload of creativity. You know, a movie's long as fuck. Did you see The Irishman?
Nah, I haven't watched it yet. I want to watch it. I haven't had the time. Like, you would think
Jimmy
during
Hoffa?
quarantine, but my girl didn't want to watch it, and you know, we watch things together. When I came home, I said I'd watch it, but I still haven't. I want to watch it because it's the last time I'll ever see Pesci, De Niro, Pacino, all these guys, the old Scorsese crew together. You know,
That was the laptop.
that's the last time we see those guys who do the Scorsese work together like that. And
You think so?
how many you really think you could get Pacino, De Niro, Pesci together again for like that?
One more. I think
know.
they got one more.
Only if it's Scorsese. You don't get them with anyone else unless
And it
it's
don't have to be
Scorsese.
a 4-hour movie. But the
But
movie
if
was
it's
great.
Scorsese, it's gonna be at least 2.5 hours.
The way I don't want to get. Did you ain't see it?
I haven't seen it.
But you
But
know,
I know
Jimmy
they
Hoffa
digitally
dies.
shot him. I know Jimmy Hoffa dies, and I know it's about like the union shits in the mafia.
That shit, and it's good. It's good. It's you could tell they have a lot of prosthetics on because they made De Niro look like he was probably like
Nah,
20 years younger.
It was CGI.
That's what it was.
All CGI. They said it was something called back aging, I think. I don't know what the exact term they used, but they had to shoot with special cameras, and then they had to digitally make them younger in CGI.
Just think about how far that shit has come. Just look at the fact that you got, it's a nice plug right now, the virtual territory. The fact that stuff like that is even possible right now. We took a glimpse last week. I didn't even get to catch the broadcast yesterday. I was so caught up with what I was doing. Did you get to catch? But this is why it's so.
I was out like a log. I told you.
Oh yeah. But I want to see if we could get a shot of what went down here yesterday. Let me see if I can find a nice spot.
It's yeah, man. I don't have a window in front of me today.
You don't have what?
Nah, I don't have a laptop in front of me today.
Oh yeah.
Got to charge mine up.
It's not letting me full screen it for some reason. Oh yeah. That could be it. Oh, still not.
There we go.
There he is, John Block. DJing live on the virtual territory every Tuesday night. It's at 7? Is that 7? Yeah, 7 p.m.
Yes. Welcome, one and all. This is Territory Tuesday. You're rocking with John Block. In about 5 minutes, we have an interview with Renee and Tinsty. Be sure to visit the second floor to check out their
It'll be funny if they just
Metaverse
walk in
debut.
5 minutes from now.
A beautiful collection
Oh, right now.
Wow, the timing is impeccable.
That really was.
Tinsty and Renee have just walked in. It's a pleasure. It's funny because John Block just introduced you on yesterday's video and you walked in as soon as I said, my God.
I didn't see that till I looked up. I was looking at the video and I just saw two people like through the side edge of the curtain.
That is hilarious.
But that's usually how it happens here. It's impeccable timing.
Feel free to make yourself at home. Grab a coffee.
Wherever you want to. Grab a coffee first.
No rush. We're on till noon. But that was hilarious, bro.
That was, man. That's typically how it goes. That is typically how it goes. Yeah.
Of course, we got to shout out once again. We're here at First Live Studios
on 219 Central Avenue in Bushwick, Brooklyn. 11221. You know where it is. It's home. Just off the Central Avenue on the M train stop.
A little walk from the L.
Yeah, a little walk from the L. I mean, you can call it a little walk. I don't even think it's a half mile all the way. Maybe it might be a half mile. Yeah, it might be a half mile. I'm thinking from here to White Coast about a half mile. So,
well, I just walked in.
Yeah, I mean, I walk it all the time. I don't consider walking it to be a bad thing. It's just to be rather easy.
This is a coffee shop, ladies. Thank you for social distancing, but we would love it if you had a drink in your hands. You want to cool down. We can get a nice wide shot. Of course, we got to talk about these fantastic paintings.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I have questions. And
this too.
Wait, what's that?
Check that out.
Thank you, sir.
It's very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. And I want to shout out everyone on Instagram tuning in right now. Zoe, you didn't even go live on Instagram yet.
I didn't, man. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to go live on the gram right now.
We're here at 30days2rock.us. So let's get a cut of the screen real quick so we could just go through the next week of broadcast. Oh my God, that's how I look. Jesus Christ. See, this is why I love doing radio, bro. I don't get to see how ugly I look on TV.
Iced? Anything iced on tonight?
You guys see it right there. 30 Days to Rock.
I don't know if I'm up yet. Yeah, man. I was someone called me out for my consumption of sugar the other day, man. I'm like, yo, we're on a road trip. Like, what do you expect from me? Like, I haven't had either one of these. But in that defense, man, they're two of my friends, and I had 3 slushies in one day. Like, that was a lot of sugar. And even at my age, I should have known better. Like, they're like...
Nothing competes to when we have Fun Dip.
Oh, man.
Fun Dip was like cocaine for kids.
Kids were... I'm shocked kids didn't, like, hit it like fucking... Like they're doing bumps of yay. Like, being honest, I'd be if kids ain't hitting that shit like bumps, man. It's fucking.
And you were a soldier if you ate the little chalk stick that you used.
Oh man, I always ate the chalk stick after.
That is some.
Because it wasn't chalk. It was like I actually like that stick. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna finish this up, and then we're gonna chop up this stick.
We both got to make an episode where we go get checked for diabetes.
Man, with running in my family. I got every time I get a physical, they check for it. I went last year. Probably coming up on time for me to go again for this year. I don't know. How would I go get a physical like at this time of year right now? When are they doing like in-person visits at the doctor's office yet? Like
I don't know, but if you go, they're gonna tell you got COVID.
Most likely, at least the antibodies. Yeah. I don't know, man. I haven't shown any symptoms throughout it. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It's been a while. I think it's about time I go get checked myself, just because between the heart problems that I have and the potential diabetes and the fact that I drink so much, like Jesus Christ, this is all beer. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I know.
I eat maybe one and a half meals a day, but I'll drink a 6 to the face.
I know that. You know me. I mean, I always try to eat before I start drinking, because once I start drinking, I feel like I can't eat anymore.
Like, yeah, but you stuck on Trulies,
huh? I mean, not only Trulies, I enjoy seltzers, and you know what? We're gonna deal with it now. We're gonna deal with it right now. I want to say I'm a little bit ashamed at myself for enjoying them, but they're actually delicious, man. All of these seltzers, and then different companies make them different ways. They put little twists on them, and I like them.
Would Mike's Hard?
I'm not offended.
Would Mike's Hard Lemonade be considered?
I think that those were more malt beverages. Or these are like spiked, or they're actually seltzer water, and somehow they're just adding alcohol to them. I don't know what kind of alcohol. Because I had some that tasted like they were just seltzer and like vodka. Like, holy shit. Like, you just made seltzer water and put vodka in this, like some amount of vodka. And other ones that, taste like seltzer water, but they're not.
Remember the last time I went to Puerto Rico, it looked like Capri Sun pouches.
Oh, man, that's the thing. The adult Capri Sun. But while we've got you ladies here, I saw you reach for the mic when the seltzer thing came up. What are your thoughts? Should I be ashamed of myself for enjoying seltzers? Microphone.
Your microphone is right next to you.
Are they on yet?
Are we on? We'll get it figured out.
All right.
Renee. Tinsty.
Yeah, I think we never said to you.
Oh.
Wait, what happened?
Things I never said to you.
That's what that stands for?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I just blew my mind. Holy shit.
I always have to put it together in my head. And say, well, all right. Yeah, we're not going
to... the seltzer.
The seltzer. No, I just asked them about the hard seltzer thing.
That's one of our preferred beach beverages, just having something nice and bubbly and light.
It's like summertime breeze.
It's a nice fun drink. It's always a fun time. There's so many flavors now, man. They've got like the citrus pack, they've got the variety pack, they've got the original flavors pack, and it's so amazing. I mean, I tell people I haven't really been drinking beer since I've started drinking seltzers, man. And like people are like, oh, why you drink? I was like, it's the same alcohol content. Why am I being judged? There are people who enjoy light beer. Nobody judges them.
I'm stuck on PBRs, bro.
Because PBR is where it is.
You like PBRs?
Oh, hell yeah.
Listen, the Dwayne Reed by my house, I tell them all the time, they restocked PBRs for me. And the guy tells me every time I go in, he's like, bro, the fridge is extra cold today. The fridge is extra cold. Because I told him,
PBR, PBRs are one of the beers I do still drink. If I drink beers, it's PBRs mostly. Because I'll drink them with you. But I just felt like, I don't know, man, some of those beer nights just left me feeling so bloated. But the problem I feel when it comes to seltzers is that by the time I realize how many I've had, it's like, man, you pound a couple of them down because they go down so easy. And it's not like beer where you kind of get the sudsy taste or like towards the bottom of it when it gets all, it's like, man. But then it's like you realize you pounded like 5 or 6 of those fuckers and you go get up and it's, oh, man.
It was like, listen. At that point, you wish you just drank beer.
Stepped in quicksand.
That's the point you're asleep on the beach.
See, if I ever go to the beach with you and you're drinking a Truly, I'll have one with you. But not in these streets. We gotta be.
I can respect your choices, man. I respect everyone's choices. I respect people's choices to judge me. The fact that I like them. You know who actually brought this to my attention, and when she sees she got another shower, she's gonna be mind blown. My girl's sister-in-law, she brought it to my attention. She told P, and then P's like, you have to change that shit because we have the podcast from last year where we were shitting on Trulies and White Claws, and I hadn't drank them yet, and that changed
And now
about
he's
2
hooked.
months after that, and I think it needs to be addressed. I am a hard seltzer drinker, and proudly.
So we'll do that podcast later on today.
We'll do that later, man. I don't know, man. Like I've tried the Bud Light ones. I've tried most of the Claws. I've tried Truly lemonades. I've tried the Corona ones, the Corona Frescas.
I just hate when they become fads. Like the
I
White
feel
Claw
like it
thing
got to the fad.
It became a fad.
It became a fad once I saw. I knew it was a fad, and that's why we did it last year. Once I saw Natty Light was in the game. Once I saw Natty Light had hard seltzers and gotten into the game, I'm like, whoa, this is a fad. And then sure enough, Bud Light. Then Corona did the Refrescas first, and then Bud Light Corona got in the game with their hard seltzers. Like it was like, wow.
Javier Ortiz, all the way from LA, California, just wrote on the chat, light beer is for serial killers. Then we have Miller Lite after after last week's podcast. That's what we was drinking, right?
No, we had Miller High Life.
Miller High Life.
Miller High Life, man. Yo, I love Miller High Life, but I do not like Miller Lite at all. Like I do not like Miller Lite at all, man. And it's just like Miller High Life and Miller, I don't understand how they taste so different, man. Because you would think and frankly, I'm not a big fan of Pilsners to begin with at all. So I
fuck with Pilsners.
I told you the only time I really fuck with Pilsners is when they designated $2 beer at our favorite spot when they had $2 beer day, $2 beer night.
What, over there?
Yeah, at Pine Box. That's the only time I really fuck with Pilsners. Yeah, that's the only time I fuck with Pilsners. That's another
business we should shout out.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if they've been doing good during this COVID stuff, but Pine Box Rock Shop.
I hope they. I hope
this is awesome.
That's
so
one of our favorite
music.
spots.
One of our favorite spots. We haven't been there.
We used to do radio. We did a bunch of events.
We did so much stuff there back in our early run.
That was a fantastic time. Heather and Jeff.
It's crazy to say when we were so much younger, man. Like so, it's wild.
We wasn't gray. Well, maybe you.
It was coming in. I only had gray up top. I didn't have any in the beard yet. But it's just crazy. It's just crazy to like see it, man. Like how everything's going. And like even like seeing those the old videos, like when we get the reminders on Facebook, the flashbacks, like
this happened this day.
Like I've seen
20 years ago.
Like the few parties,
shit.
like because this is around the time we threw the parties and shit. It was like
good
wow.
Times. And
like, we had good times.
It got us to here.
To here.
All of that.
It was all part of it to get us to here.
All of that we went through got us to here. But of course, this Sunday, aqueous isolations. I said that right?
Yes, sir.
The only reason I even know how to say that word is because Incubus has a song called Aqueous Transmission or some shit like that.
That's such a good song.
I love it.
With all the frogs and the crickets at the end.
That's why they're geniuses.
See, that's one of those B-siders.
Only real Incubus fans know.
No, it's not even a B-sider.
You got to go deep in the albums, bro, because they have whole B-side albums.
That's you. That's like me and some of my Ye songs, bro. Like,
I think that was in if not Morning View album, that was in Make Yourself album.
Man,
this is early Incubus. But this Sunday, July 12th at 7 p.m., a live painting performance with Tinsty and Renee. Let's talk about it.
We're really excited. We're going to be wearing white jumpsuits and goggles and masks and scarves, and we're going to have a DJ, Chef Kissy Fingers, and
Chef Kissy Fingers.
Chef Kissy Fingers.
What kind of music can we expect?
It's like dancey
Daka?
electronica, sort of. Not the.
Are we raving?
It's not. No, it's not club music, but it's music
like
that
EDM, like shopping music, like maybe like stuff you might hear if you go into a clothing store, kind of.
It's stuff that makes us want to dance and makes us want to paint. Every time we've painted together, we always have like a really groovy playlist that has sort of some like, really fun highs and sort of some lower kind of calm moments. And so we're going to be painting each other to this music. And we're going to be sort of dancing.
I might have to show up live for this one.
The whole place is going to be decked out in plastic because we're going to get messy.
But socially distanced, of course. So
yes.
we've got like
Yes.
sticks. Like,
Yeah.
So we're kind of like fencing and painting, but at the same time.
I'll be interested to see that. I might just peek in live.
You
Yeah.
You
should.
should, yeah.
Duck back out. I don't
It's
live
gonna be
very
a
far.
little crowded in here, but
Duck in and duck back out.
I'm just gonna wrap myself in plastic and sneak in.
But son, I don't care if it gets messed up.
They're not even gonna know
So I
I'm
has
here.
to go. Swear, son, if you don't care if it gets messed up at all.
So the music influences the movements of the painting.
definitely.
Yeah.
I
The
feel
rhythms for sure.
Yeah, I
But-
feel like I often find like a brush rhythm with the music, you know, like depending on if it's the Gypsy Kings or Girl Talk, you know, it changes with the music, it flows with it. And I find different areas of the painting to sort of relate to and focus on depending on what the mood of the music is.
when we were originally painting, we were like listening to like the XX a lot. Like it was kind of right wild actually. It was like Led Zeppelin, XX, like a whole bunch of other kind
My
of
girlfriend's family loves
right?
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
Like they like. I mean, I think that's even part of the reason I've gotten into the classic rock thing too recently is because they've all been. That's all they listen to, really.
When I was a manager at Guitar Center, one of the rules that every Guitar Center and Sam Ash store has is that you're not allowed to play Stairway to Heaven.
That was never on the playlist. It was definitely more like B-sides, like Bon Your Eyes Stomp and
The Immigrant Song.
yes.
See, that's a song to paint to right
The
there.
what?
Hell yeah.
Coming from the land of the ice and snow.
Bro, that's the shit right there.
I guess you're moving.
Are you guys from the area?
I'm in Fort Greene, so area adjacent, I guess. Yeah.
I'm in Astoria. I'm originally from Rhode Island.
From Rhode Island.
Yes, Renee from Rhode Island.
I miss my summers in New England. I used to spend 2 weeks every summer in New Hampshire. I was a fresh air fun kid. I miss it so much.
I used to be so jealous.
I
Because
loved
the thing about us is that we grew up next door to each other, like our whole lives, so a few blocks away. So every summer, I would miss him for like 2 weeks because I didn't have nobody to play with. I was stuck in the house. And then he'll come back and have all these pictures with these nice big houses and trees and playing with deer. I'm like, what the fuck?
I never took a picture playing with deer. It was a different experience. My dad did it. My aunt said Astoria, yay. My aunt Sally lives in Astoria. I have a lot of friends who live in Astoria. Hi, Aunt Sally. I know you're watching. I'm sorry. Tell Uncle Ferris I'm sorry. I wouldn't be able to talk to him while he was live. People haven't been tuned into live, like you said. So just let them know.
I told you, bro.
I've tuned in. I've seen you all. You too, Vella. My aunt said Astoria, yay, when you said it. So I just point that out.
I lived in Astoria for a few years. The thing that I didn't like was that there was just one train and it was like 30 blocks away from where I was at. It was the last stop on the queue in the end. And you had to take that long, like just sad, depressing walk. And you pass by 15 funeral homes on the way there, start thinking about your life. What the fuck? Like, are they trying to tell me something?
I'm off the R
Jesus
train.
Christ.
It's a little happier.
Yeah, see, I wasn't the R train, man. I was
remember
nowhere near that.
one of my buddies, D'Amato, used to live in Astoria before he moved to Florida. You know, he became a family man. He's got a wife and kids now. He used to live in Astoria. You get off on the last stop, and you had to walk all the way like till it was right on the water, like the block that runs along the park, right there, Astoria Park.
Mhm.
He was like right there on that block that runs along the park, and I was like, man, like if that was
That's where Frank lives. And he goes jogging with his dog along the bridge line. Like you basically overlooking
we used to
the
go
bridge.
down to the water right there to smoke.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Astoria, man.
It is.
But
It has always
it's not
been.
home for me.
Huh?
Bushwick's always going to be home.
Bushwick's always gonna be home.
I feel more comfortable hearing gunshots outside than I do hearing crickets. Does that say
I
something
don't
about where
know.
I'm from?
That's a little bit. I don't know about
I
hearing
moved here
gunshots,
from
but
Long
him.
Beach, so yeah, I'm there. When all those fireworks started going off, I was like, "Oh, I'm going back to Long Beach right now." Oh no, those are just fireworks.
I mean, you said you're from Long Beach?
I moved from Long Beach, California. I'm English originally, but I lived there for a long time. Yeah,
Long Beach. That's
West
it's been
Coast.
featured in one of my new favorite shows, Snowfall. I've been bigging that show up a lot. It's on FX. It's about the beginning of the crack era,
Yeah, you was just telling me
the
about
crack
this.
epidemic. in the, the United States, and it starts the beginning of with the Iran Contra starts with a CIA officer dropping dead from an overdose, and the guy who ends up running Iran.
Spoiler
Contra.
alerts.
Come on,
He's giving out the whole plot.
come on.
Can we talk about this particular set that's on top?
Mm-hmm.
Because last week when we walked in, the image for this particular painting was mirrored on the screen, and we saw Nicolas Cage's face.
Yes.
So
Where?
we've been talking about this.
Mirrored.
Where?
In this image, is there any way we could mirror the image now, or will we have to shut that
Nah,
down?
it would probably have to shut it down.
Oh my gosh.
Well, look.
Cannot unsee
I'll
once
show
you
you
show
one.
it though.
It's the the Nicolas Cage meme where he's making this, where he's doing that stupid face from
He's
one of
always
his
making a
movies.
stupid face.
So it's his
from
face.
Face Off. The face from Face Off when he was
Oh.
tweaking out.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, this particular painting is to us it really felt like the eye of a hurricane. So if that is expressed through the reversal
I see that.
of
I see that now.
Now,
I see that. But like, I'll show you the Nick Cage face because I told them first time I saw it, I was like, yo, am I tripping balls or do I see Nick Cage there?
Wow.
Look, I screenshot
Yeah,
it
he's
just
pulling
in
it up.
case.
Oh my goodness.
look, she's not gonna see it. She's trying.
I don't. Okay.
Is it
You
flipped?
What?
The
Yeah,
image?
it's
I'm
from
gonna
the
have
video
to-
from
I gotta
last
see
week.
this.
I'm gonna have to overlay Nick Cage's face so you could see the definition.
Wait, that's not flipped though. Because the eye is still on the right side. So I don't see it. But
I see it. I still see the Nick Cage face. Because now I see the eye, and then that looks like the other eye, and that looks like his weird smile.
but where though?
Like,
this.
I gotta stand up for this. I gotta stand up for this. I'm sorry. If you're looking for me, what would be the eye of the storm?
Yeah.
Right,
That's his
that
first
blue
eye.
circle right there.
And then the other one's his other eye, and that like mixes up his face, and then like that's the crazy smile.
Oh my god, I
The
see
two
it.
You see it now? You see it? Thank you. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. The fact that you didn't see it means it wasn't on purpose.
Well, I think our brains are like programmed to find faces, right? Like
Yeah.
We found that eye like that. We didn't realize we had made that into an eye. Like if you flip
Yeah.
that upside down, that's a total face. Like the lips are at the top.
And
Like-
and when we were painting this series of 4, we would like shift them around and put them together in different ways, different orientations. And at one point I saw like this young Japanese girl just crying. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh man.
So
Turn it.
But then I told them when I came in today, I saw something else I didn't see, and that's like the little man inside the Nick Cage eye busting the dance move. Like I didn't notice that when I was stuck on the Nick Cage face, and he's like, every time you look at the paint, you'll see something new. It's like why you always have to watch a really good movie a second or third time.
Hey, as
I
long
think-
as there's someone dancing in the middle of a hurricane, we're fine.
I think we
It's
just
not
need
like
some-
we went on a beer run during the middle of Sandy. I almost got taken out by a stop sign that got ripped off.
I think a little LSD will go a long way with this painting, bro.
definitely.
So was this a series that you painted in the same fashion that you're doing the show on Sunday?
Well, I mean, these are traditional canvases that we were allowed, so much time to dedicate to the detailing and we both were able to work on each canvas. Whereas on Sunday, mostly I'll be painting Claire. And so I think there'll be a lot more.
There was a
evidence-
bit of a dance though, I think, because
Yeah.
also I work very with lots of inks, and so it's very wet. So we're kind of chasing each other around the canvases in a way, depending on which part of the canvas was wet and which was dry. So it was a bit of a dance there.
Yeah, a lot of give and take, sort of allowing one person to, have a voice during a moment. And so in that sense, it's similar.
So you guys pretty much do on canvas what we do on radio.
The back
You
and
compliment
forth.
each other.
Yeah.
Kind of
'Cause we chase
what
each
I
other
was
around
really
the table,
thinking about
too.
while you were explaining that is like I was really thinking about Outkast, like Big Boy and Dre 3000, how they compliment each other. And I was even thinking about when you were saying that how you guys paint together mostly, but this time you'll be painting each other separately. I kind of thought of like the Speaker Box Love Below album, how you had the Outkast sound, but you got both of them doing their own thing separately,
Yeah.
but still working together. So I mean, that was in my mind kind of went there, but that's the whole, you know, that's just my mind goes
Good
different
analogy.
places.
Yeah.
But
So outside of Sunday, do you guys do this regularly at different places? I mean, outside of this COVID epidemic, but you guys perform live?
This is our first like gallery show, and I mean, normally I'm not a performer at all. Like that's like out of my like box completely. So this has been like it's really different experience.
Yeah, it's a first for both of us to have paintings hung in a space and to be performing for a broadcast. Under creative pressure to create a unique experience / creative piece.
I don't know if this would have come about if COVID hadn't happened, because we were like, thought people would just come into the gallery and see it. But this is like another way to like advertise it and like, add a different dimension to it to make it like interesting.
Yeah, I feel like it's sort of the exclamation point at the end of this series of paintings is we really wanted to punctuate it, and feel like we had said everything we needed to say. And I think in the beginning we had set out to create this many paintings, but with the with everything that happened, it felt like we had just a little bit more to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone has a little bit more to say now with everything that's happened from, I'll say from my last day at work till today. My last day at work was March 12th.
Me too.
Till today
Yeah.
has been.
Yeah.
I think I'll just concentrate on the United States, not the world. But I'll just say we've had just enough to say here that everyone, and I think, like I said last week, the stuff that's going to come out of this, even before when COVID happened, when it was just COVID, but now COVID plus everything else in the country with the turmoil, I think there's going to be some great art to come out of this era, man. Because
We were saying that last week.
it's like these. I mean, I said these eras of turmoil, man. Like I feel like you get great music, great art.
I agree.
Great, like just great artistry in general.
And on top of that, I think the shelter in place, keeping everyone at home, it forced people, especially with aspirations, to take a look at what they've been doing, where they want to go, how can they, revamp certain things, and is putting people now in a position where they can actually execute their ideas without feeling forced or like trying to rush through something. If you lock, that's why when people say they get locked up, they start reading books and they come out and they end up getting degrees, or, a lot of them go back. But when you're inside and all you have is time, you figure it out one way or another. And especially now that we live in an age where everything is internet based, like a lot of people didn't even stop working. Like it was the people on the internet that made the most money. Look what happened with Amazon. They came up with $1 trillion or some shit.
Still rolling. Like even like just websites in general like that, Walmart, like these big retailers did that, man.
So that's why places like this are so crucial, because you got a whole lineup here of shows throughout the entire month that essentially anyone in the world could watch.
Everyone in the world can watch, man.
You guys can come here, perform, and you're gonna have people in China and people in Australia sending you messages like, "Yo, that was incredible." Like, remember when we first started doing radio, we was getting fan mail from people overseas.
Yeah.
Creating little logos for us to put on the website and stuff like that. And we didn't have a huge audience, but people were hearing us, and that made a big difference in our careers.
Yeah, we're really excited to be a part of the festival and the fundraiser. I feel like we're meeting some really great people in this community, and to what you said about people being on lockdown and creating, I really think it's true. I know a lot of people who have picked up writing projects and painting projects, and who've become phenomenal bakers, and I just feel like it's all gonna come to the surface really soon. I think it's exciting.
And because it is global, like I feel like artists from all over the world are connecting with each other, and that's like really interesting too. Like this community's it's like grounded like in a place, but it also can be worldwide. You can be inspired by someone like in London and Paris and Berlin, and like making work with them back and forth, like and sharing it in both communities.
Yeah, I mean it's there's no people say it. I tell him like it's like when something's good, it's like language doesn't matter. Like across the world, good music matters. Like my brother, my older brother. He sometimes he drives me crazy with his love for music, like just blindly. But then other times I love it so much because he brings stuff to me that I never would have heard that he is at work. Like he loves like Brazilian trap music, like Brazilian trap rap. And I've like never, I don't know what's going on, man, but with these beats ringing off the way they go, I'm like, shit, like I could understand why you like this. Even though I know you don't understand shit that's going on. Like I get why you like this. Like, and like some of the stuff he listens to, like more when he listens to mumble rap, like the newer generation, like of this rap, it annoys me. But like a lot of the other stuff he brings, it's like it's insane. But like there's like artists.
Yeah, but I put you on a John Mayer and then you became a fan.
Yeah, man. Even like, I mean, like I said, I've been listening to Queen, the Stones, told you, Black Sabbath. Never in my life would I thought I'd listen to Black Sabbath. And I don't know what I hit on my Spotify one day when I was on the train and it started playing. And I'm like, man, who is this? And it kept going on Black Sabbath. And I'm like, all aboard.
It's that
like,
shit, bro. That's
man.
that
Like,
Ozzy,
goddamn, Ozzy. Talking about,
Ozzy got
can
that
you
fire.
help me? Like, all right, Ozzy. Like, this guy, like, I get it. I told him last week, me and my girlfriend, we got home, we got stoned and we listened to Dark Side of the Moon. And
Nice.
I'd never heard that before.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I was like, I get it. I was like, I get it. And like, yeah, I get it. Like, I tell people, I don't know if I ever want to listen to the Beatles still. Like, I've never, like,
Yeah,
I don't know if
that's still.
people tell me it's life changing. I'm like, nah, I don't know.
I listen to Billy Joel.
I love Billy Joel.
Billy Joel, bro.
Piano Man?
Bro,
I think
all
that's
of
the
it.
only song I know from Billy Joel is Piano Man.
For the longest time. You don't know that one?
That's early Billy
Fuck, you
Joel.
don't know that one, bro. That shit is fucking. So last night we played a little bit of a clip from the Virtual Territory, John Block, and he mentioned you guys' names. So I'm assuming that your artwork was featured in the Virtual Territory last night.
It was, yeah. It was like on the second floor. You could walk on up and have a
It's
little
still there.
tour.
In the gallery where we were at. And that's I think it was up
so
when we
that-
went last week too. Or he was
matter of
putting
fact-
it, or it was going up.
I'm gonna pull up
Are you going into
Virtual
space?
Territory right now.
Yeah, the paintings are going to be up in Territory at least until Sunday. I think maybe until next Tuesday when there's somebody else in the space. But they'll be there accessible on the second floor of Territory, and you can see all the descriptions that what the paintings sort of mean to us. You can also click on them and it takes you to our website, aqueousisolations.com, where
This is fucking
you can
crazy.
see some like really cool detail shots of the paintings, and they are for sale.
There we go.
We just got a sale last night, actually.
Yeah. Are you selling?
Let's go.
Are you selling the original or are you selling the prints?
We're selling the originals. Like the prints may be available after a month or two, but we're going to start with the originals.
I want to try to get those originals sold first.
Okay.
This is fucking awesome, bro.
That's it.
Yeah, he
This
did
is
such an
amazing.
amazing job setting up the gallery. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And this is
Is that our artist statement? I can't quite see from here.
Yeah.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
All this by John Block. Shout out John Block, man.
Yeah,
He's
such
done
a-
a really phenomenal job.
He's a great
Yeah.
music producer and tech enthusiast, DJ.
Let's get some more coffee.
I mean, even looking at that right now, man.
That's how he
and I mean,
describes himself on his Instagram.
I'm looking at it right now, and even from here, man, you know what it reminds me of? The Kid See Ghost album cover.
The what?
Kid See Ghost. Ye and Kid Cudi, the album
Oh.
cover. Google it.
Kid See Ghost.
Like it looks like the album cover, all of them. Like it's. I didn't see that last week. I was stuck on the Nick Cage face.
Let's get a big one.
What happened?
I kind of see it.
You see it, right?
I see it.
It's amazing. I mean, now that I'm paying
Kanye
attention.
said it. It's so amazing.
I feel like I should have a laptop in front of me.
He had one in front of him
I had
last
one
week.
last week, and I don't this week. It's my own fault. I'm part of the problem. Be part of the solution, not the problem.
I've had to make so many adjustments to like getting used to more digital things, like coming from a a theater background. We tend to be very much in the physical world, but
Time out. What are you working in the theater?
what? Oh, we're both in costuming. I'm a tailor, and
I'm in production design and I costume design outside of that. So that's also been like a trip. We've been doing like Zoom theater, which is like trying to like create things for online as well. And that's been a whole like learning experience. Like,
So my last day was March 12th because I also work in the theater community, but I do security. And that's why my last day was March 12th.
yeah, we got told on the 12th. Hey,
Yeah, I got
home.
told. Like I was told. My boss told me, "Hey, listen, still come in because we're privately contracted outside of, and we work for different theaters." He's like, "Listen, they supposed to give us 24-hour notice, so still come in. I'm gonna send you home right after, but they still have to pay you for today." So even though like the announcement went out, my boss was like, "Hey, still come in. You gotta get paid for today, and then we'll figure it out from there." We all thought it was gonna just be the 2 weeks, which I still like told them in the beginning. I'll see you guys in like a month or so. I didn't think it'd go this long, but
So what are they saying? October?
hell no, January.
January.
Yeah.
January 3rd, bro.
And that's optimistic. Like the earliest we will be back in the space, like getting things ready for production would be like Thanksgiving, and that would be for a New Year's Eve gala. But I really don't think it's going to happen. The Met is saying that they don't want people back until there's a vaccine. So the Met is in even more dire straits than Broadway.
Jesus, man.
Because Broadway is going to do like, what is it, like limited seating and try to make that work. But the Met's like, no, we're just going to wait.
I don't even know if the limited seating thing could work, man, because these productions cost so much. Like you're taking a hit on that every time. So I don't even know.
Did you guys meet in the theater circuit?
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm.
We
met at work.
A mutual friend who's going to be our stage manager actually for the show, and we just started going to the beach together all last summer and like picking up trash and hanging out and
drinking White Claw.
And there you go.
Claws are a thing, man. Like, look at that. Everyone drinks claws and become friends. Like, oh shit, claw in it. Yeah. It's like, you know what they need to steal the old. Remember the old Dr. Shows or the Magellan Insos? You gelling? I'm gelling.
I'm gelling.
You clawing? I'm clawing.
I'm clawing.
You know how Corona works there? It's a beach somewhere. You're standing at work after work with a beer. It's not a beach, but I'm pretty sure Claw could come up with something cooler than that.
Javi in the chat wrote that White Claws are for people who wear tube socks.
I don't wear tube socks, bro.
With the 3 stripes on top.
Oh man, I would love a pair. Yeah, I would love a pair of those playing ball if I could find one.
Retro shit.
I wear high socks. I wear knee-high socks when I play ball.
So, are you guys selling any artwork? Matter of fact, let's pull up your website. What did you say it was?
AqueousIsolations.com.
All right, I'll figure out how to type this. Don't pull up the computer yet. I gotta figure this out.
Yeah, guys. We're lucky that's not his laptop, so it won't be his search history.
I'm always incognito.
We're lucky there. It's not his laptop.
We did a podcast on that one time. On the fact that we was at a business meeting for a radio show that we was doing on AM, and the guy that we was doing the meeting with, he opened his
tablet
to show us something during the meeting, and there was some hardcore porn on there.
It wasn't like a couple of tabs. We saw like it was a lot, and then like we usually like swiping them closed for about a good 40, 50 seconds. And and there was a young lady there with us, and like we all
right
saw
next
it right
to
next to him, and like I was just looking at him like, yo, and we just had the eye conversation like, yo, you can't laugh about this until this is over with. You can't bring this up until we walk out of this alone together.
Straight face for that.
I had to sit there with a stone face the whole meeting, like.
And this was in the cafe space of a Barnes and Noble on 14th Street. So you're just surrounded by people.
Everybody in there was watching porn.
It was wild. I was just like, man.
Or using the bathroom to watch porn.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard people
long breaks.
I've heard people just go into Barnes and Noble to use the restrooms. Like I've heard people say that.
I used to do that.
They'll take a book and blow time and just. Like, who the fuck does that?
When I was a kid, I used to when I was chill in the park. I would go use the bathroom at Barnes and Noble, but I wasn't going in there to watch porn. I'll tell you that much.
Nah, man. You know, I had a thing
You
with
don't even
public
get service.
restrooms.
You can get service in that bathroom. Ask me how I know that.
You didn't want to log on to the free Wi-Fi?
Don't ask me why I know that.
Man.
So let's check out the website right now. This is aqueousisolations.com. You guys see the online gallery and live art experience by Tinsty and Renee. Bernadette.
Bertholette.
Bertholette.
Ooh.
Why did I say Bernadette? I wasn't even looking at the screen.
You just
It's close.
did a quick look.
Right syllables.
So all of these paintings are literally the ones that you have on the wall.
They are.
Yes.
The backgrounds here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you scroll back up to the the list of paintings just beneath that header, or there, you can go to the individual painting pages and
See
there's some-
Nicolas Cage's face much larger.
and there's
See the
some
Nick Cage face.
some detail galleries.
These are some pretty strong photos. You could see like the
You
stitching
can
in the
see the
canvas.
stitching on. Like, I'm looking at that now, man.
So these are for sale right now.
Absolutely. Yep. There's an inquiries page where all the prices are listed. You don't have to go to that right now. And it has information about purchasing in terms of, how to get in contact with us, how to get in contact with First Live if you wanted to make an appointment to come and see them in person.
And all
So
the
this is
info
another
on-
set right here.
That's those right there.
Yep, that's the triptych.
I didn't even realize those were there.
I don't know if those were there last week. I feel like those were there last week, or they were like spread around. But I feel like I saw those last week. But I was stuck on the Nick Cage face thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk
It
about
just drew you
We
in.
was talking about that for the next few days after that, actually.
It's gonna. I'm pretty sure if we put the meme out, it'll be just blue and black, or what was it, white and gold.
You guys see it right there? Kinetic Benthos series.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Said that right.
Yeah, and that one's all about sort of like the stratified layers of the ocean, and it takes a lot of color inspiration from like the coral that you showed me.
Yeah, we were looking at like coral images, like coral, like just before it dies, it like actually goes fluorescent as like a distress signal to like tell, like basically they're looking like from the oceans, you can see like when it's about to die, it'll go all these fluorescent like purples and yellows. And so like we were just drawing like inspiration from that as like a distress signal, you know? This was right
It's
when
extraordinarily
COVID,
vibrant.
like just happened. And we're
Yeah.
like, this is a distress signal.
I mean,
This is,
even
like-
weren't they saying like a lot of like a few years ago, there's a big like die off, like a reef died off somewhere.
Yeah.
There's a big, like they said, it was really bad. It wasn't the Great Barrier. Was it the Barrier Reef?
The Barrier Reef had like a lot. There's a really amazing film actually called Chasing Coral that goes through that, and they were filming it as it was happening. And just to see like the 24 hours in which it was literally happening, and you can see them going from being fluorescent to being bleached out white. It's
Wow.
really amazing. Yeah.
I don't know why I know this. Well, I know why I know this, but I don't know why I'm gonna say this. I've been watching Moana a lot.
I mean,
my daughter, she's
you have a
2 years old,
almost 2-year-old child.
so I watch it every day. But I watch it. Like I sit down and I watch it. I love that movie.
He also
and-
loves Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I do. In one of the scenes, Moana, she's like fighting a crab with Maui, and she tricks them into, well, she tricks the crab into thinking that he stole the heart of Tafiti, which is what she was trying to restore to, give the island life and all that shit. It's a beautiful movie. But she ended up, what she did was she took a stone and she wrapped it in some coral that was fluorescent, and it made it look like that was the heart. And he went chasing, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know this shit was like fluorescent like that. So now that you guys are saying that, I got some bragging rights at home. I'm going home with
man.
this information.
Yeah, that coral was dying.
That's crazy shit.
Isn't it like she's trying to save the ocean or something in that movie?
Her island is dying because essentially Maui, which is a demigod played by The Rock, he stole the heart of Tafiti, and Tafiti is the land. So the land starts dying, and everything, like the fish start dying, everything's dying. So they basically found an island that was just sheltered away from everything, and they tried to live there, but the destruction is reaching the island now. and Moana has to, betray her father's trust and go sailing across the ocean to restore the heart. It's a beautiful movie. I just
Have to
gave you all
check
the
it out,
spoilers.
I mean, that'll probably be Disney's next Broadway adventure.
Ever since I got Disney Plus, I love it.
Did you watch Hamilton yet?
No,
I haven't watched it either. I'm gonna watch it probably next week.
no, I haven't. I'm telling you, I watch Moana 3 times a day.
I watched some of the fabric on Hamilton. Like we're saying, like most of our friends are all posting. It's like all the people that worked on Hamilton don't have jobs right now,
Yeah.
And so it's like just an awareness of like, everyone's watching this, but get back to the arts,
Yeah.
Was that the play that Anthony was in?
Yeah, our
Anthony
buddy we grew
Ramos?
up with on our block, Anthony Ramos, was in the original Broadway cast.
Oh no
That's
way!
awesome. Yeah.
Grew up when playing baseball. We grew up with him like in the sandbox. Like it's insane.
He literally lived in the next building.
Yeah. Building over.
And he went on. He did Spike Lee's.
He did not I'm about to say Do the Right Thing. She's Gotta Have It.
Nice.
He's been in a few things. He was in that movie. It was an
That's my
independent movie, White Girl.
I saw him do a vodka commercial with his mom,
Not Crown Royal.
Crown Royal. I was like, yo, that's
So
pretty.
Mildred in the Crown Royal commercial. It's amazing.
Let me ask you guys a question, because my wife is a painter as well. And one of the things that I had tried doing when generating income with her work, because we just have all these canvases lying around, is renting this stuff out to like hotels and in big spaces. Did you guys ever consider that?
I had never actually thought of that. That's brilliant.
You got a series here, a hotel, put the whole series up, pay you a few $1,000s a month, especially if it's high end. That way you still own the painting, you collecting residual income. You
That's
growing your
interesting.
name.
I've never thought of that before, but
Cool.
I didn't know you
Love
could
to
rent
chat
them.
with
I
your
thought you had to
wife.
sell them.
Nah, you could rent them.
I wonder though, does the work have to be like sort of vanilla, to appeal to a hotel?
Not at all, because you got so many different hotels just in this city. Every hotel I go to is different. So you find a hotel that at least has a similar complementary color theme, they'll eat that shit up.
Interesting.
Cool, yeah.
And
Thank
you
you.
insure it. So if anything damages, you probably get 4 times whatever it was worth.
Nice.
It's the way right here, man.
Cool.
Residual income.
There you go, man. I never knew you could rent them out. I always knew you could sell paintings. I never knew you could rent them out.
Man, you could rent them shits.
I knew that. Like when it comes to when it comes to the Louvre and stuff, like these museums, like where like these paintings in the Met, but obviously the Louvre has Mona Lisa, all these paintings from the Renaissance and stuff. Who owns those? Do the museums own them? Are they private owners own them? Like who owns the rights to these paintings? Like all this old stuff.
I think it's different. I think
a
for
lot
every
of times they
painting
get
is different.
donated to the
Yeah.
museums.
Oh, they
right?
donate it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like people leave them in their wills, or they get like enormous tax write-offs.
If it's like a limited time collection, it's probably the artist painting that they're just going to feature in a corner somewhere. But then after that time is over, the artist takes it back and he tries to get it to the next museum in the next state, whatever.
Oh.
But the majority of the work in museums is stuff that's donated. And
So
tax
the museum
write-offs, bro.
doesn't pay for any of this stuff.
No.
Well, I think like sometimes there might be a private collection that like visits a museum, sort of like you were saying.
Mhm.
Like I know there was like a traveling Picasso sort of blue period that it was owned by a private collector, and I'm not sure what the financials of it are in that situation, but
Just imagine a lot of zeros on that check.
Yeah, I would guess, man.
If the fucking painting is on tour, it's like
And then imagine the
got a
security
whole
to
tour
protect
bus
those
for a
things.
painting.
Imagine the amount of security that went into protecting those paintings, man. Because even, not even like physical protection, like keeping them from damage, man. Like I hear about you have to be at the right temperature, the right humidity, everything, and it has to be constant.
You know what movie taught me that? National Treasure with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
Yo, I'm telling you.
you're right though.
When he went and he started like with the Declaration of Independence, just seeing how fragile the paper is, and it's like, yo, there's a lot of shit that goes into that, bro.
Yeah, man, keeping those to look the way they do, man. I mean,
have you seen some of these botched restoration jobs where people like over clean
Oh
and then
my
they try to
God.
like repaint and they take these? Oh yeah, I don't remember what the name of the Jesus is, but
But
There-
Jesus,
yeah, no, they're like religious paintings, and I know there's a really famous one in Spain where the cleaner just got over ambitious and then tried to cover up their mistakes, and then it becomes like this famous botched
man,
image.
What
It's
a
like
thing
a-
to be
no.
known for.
I don't want to be known for that.
It's like that. It's like the clothes and the underwear that you get that's laying on the floor at Target, and it says incorrect or improper. You're like, what the fuck?
God.
That's the botch.
Yo, bro, this is oh my god. I have no talent, and like Jesus fucking Christ.
That's the official name of it now.
What the fuck?
Like that's bad, man. Like that's my nephew could paint a better job. My niece can paint better than that. Like that's insane.
Is this real?
Yeah.
Like that's like wow, buddy.
Yeah,
like,
Because there's like
mind you, this is on the New York Times.
that's like yo. How do you call up the person who asked you to restore that? Like yo, I fucked up. What do you mean you fucked up?
That's a hard phone call to make.
Yo,
my bad.
See what it looks like now?
That's a hard call to make, bro.
Yo, like how do you call up an art collector and be like, I fucked up your Jesus? I'm going out.
That is a first class ticket.
Yo, oh my
hell.
God, you're going to like the sixth circle of hell for that, bro. Like you're going down there. You gotta pay. You have to pay for that shit.
Made fucking Jesus look like Uncle Fester with a hood.
Hey, Jesus looked like the crying Michael Jordan meme, bro.
Right, yeah. I wonder how bad he got in trouble for that shit.
Oh man.
And the title on the article said, "Botched painting shocks Spain." the whole damn country.
That's
was
a
like, what the fuck
nationwide
is this?
outrage, man.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Yo, they
That's
fucked
fucked
that
up.
painting
That's
up, man.
fucked
Like,
up.
man, I wonder. I mean, I pray to God that thing had insurance on it because if it didn't,
Listen, the insurance company is gonna be like, "That's not the painting. The insured." The painting.
Just show me what your kid painted and
Fuck
try
is
to
this?
pass it off.
we don't insure incidents like your dog eating your homework. All right,
You know, what's funny is that was a botched painting, but yesterday I was watching botched tattoos.
oh man.
And that shit. Woo!
I only
man.
seen one time, man. It was supposed to be like a dude wanted like a fierce looking lion, man, and it looked like a cartoon circus lion, bro. Like not like worse than
I
something
think
you
I
see
saw
on
it.
a
Was that on
knockoff.
Ink Master?
I don't know.
I always see the spelling mistakes, and I'm like, oh my god, can you?
Jesus Chris.
Yeah.
No regrets.
I love Jesus Chris. Yo, if you fuck up spelling, especially on someone's name, like how do you not sue the tattoo artist for that shit?
Like I mean,
And
how
who do you sue, the artist or the shop? Because
I-
somebody needs to claim liability for that.
I think I don't know if there's liability for that. Like, I mean, even with them doing it, you're not paying attention to that. Like, I don't know, man.
Don't you have to like stencil everything in first before you?
Yeah, usually you get
There should be some checks
approved
along the way. Would hope.
Just like what the fuck?
Like, yeah, like I've seen some of those, man, where they drop the ball, man. And like, I don't understand people. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, you're married, but people who are like simply in relationships who tattoo like the other person's name somewhere on their body, like I'll never get it, bro.
Yeah, if I wasn't married, I wouldn't have done it.
Nah. And you did a simple signature, so like it's
Yeah,
not like
nobody even knows what
you
it
didn't
is.
write it in big bold letters like here and then,
Stacy, Sarah. It's
What,
like,
what if
shit.
the person coming in spells like their partner's name wrong or something? Does the tattoo artist correct them or like not and like wait to see what
like, hey, you
happens?
sure this is right? And what if the tattoo artist is right and you've always been wrong with your spelling of this name? Like, what happens then? If the tattoo artist is like, yo, I'm pretty sure that's not how this is spelled. Fucking spell it, bro. And then you're like, all right, and he does it, and then you go home and it's good. You can't spell my fucking name right, and it's like,
There's
what
no
do you
H
mean?
in Christina. It's like fuck.
I've always spelled it with an H, and I've always yelled at you.
That's a fuck up right there. But at least now they
Oh,
have
look
the
at how
technology
many
to take
ways you
that
can
shit
spell
off.
words like that, like with a C, with a K. You could drop the fucking H in it. Like, it's just so many ways to spell names now.
The worst one I saw yesterday, there was a guy that was a veteran, and the guy botched the American flag. He gave it like 7 stars and 5 stripes. Like, it
How
was
do
the
you
most
botch the
weirdo shit. And he was trying to like say, "Oh, it's American. It's just a cool American." It's just like, bro, it's not. You don't do that on a veteran that has an AR-15 outside his car, bro.
Jeez, that's just wow. I don't know, man. I
That's why
mean,
I'm scared to get more.
that's why I'm afraid to. I mean, I don't even have any tattoos. I'm inkless still.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let them paint my body and just not give it a wash for a few days.
Let it seep in.
Just see if the
See
ink
you on
stays.
Sunday, I guess.
telling you, I'm gonna walk in here like a mummy,
Get the whole sleeve.
wrapped in plastic.
Get the whole sleeve and just let it keep it wrapped in the cellophane like it's supposed to. You get that.
So social media, where do people go to see your stuff?
Well, I'm not big on social media, but I do have an Instagram. It's Nene Skittles with a Z.
Nene Skittles.
Mhm.
With a Z.
Yep.
And them things I never said to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Insta.
Yeah, give us a little background about that. How do you come up with that?
Oh, yeah. So I started a blog 10 years ago, and it was just me going to exhibitions and just things I found that were inspiring me. It started mostly about text art actually. And then I got into collage art. So just any artist that inspired me, I started writing about them. And then as I started making art, I'd put it on there just for people that were finding exhibitions to kind of comment and see. And so it kind of just organically evolved into me putting my own artwork on there. And then we started doing this. So it's well, why would I start a new website? I already have this thing with a history of 10 years of what's inspired me. People can kind of see where it came from. So yeah, I just kept that name. Yeah.
I like it.
I like it too.
You want to tell the story of how we came up with Bud and Roach?
All right. I'm going to start from over the beginning. So one day about 10 years ago, because we've been on probably longer, man. But about 10 years ago, we first started smoking together. We used to hotbox his bathroom, and one day we got really high. And I can't remember what he said, and he wanted to do something. I was like, but what about Bud and Roach instead? And we were like, wow, that's awesome. What are we going to do with it? We tried to do an animated series.
We
tried
wanted to make a
write
cartoon. We had so many ideas.
Series. We couldn't do anything. None of it sounded natural. So we just sat on the name for years doing nothing. And the week he got married, a couple days after he got married, one of our buddies came over to his house, and we were all hanging out having a couple drinks. We were actually drinking beers at this time, well before the Claw.
Before White Claw came out. Long before that.
And we were listening to Bill Burr's was it Monday Morning Podcast?
Monday Morning Podcast.
And we were sitting there listening to him talk. He's just talking shit into a microphone, and we're laughing at it. Our buddy's the one introducing us to it. We listened to a couple, and then it clicked. And we had one of those eye conversations. It was like, could do this.
I already had all the
really
equipment because we was recording music in the basement, so it was just literally plug and play.
We had the idea on a Wednesday. By that next Monday, we were on it. Not even that next Monday. The Monday that came around, we started.
How long have you been doing this?
Together 8 years, but we had a couple hiatuses in between.
Yeah, but so does everyone.
Yeah, everybody
Tag
needs
team
it.
champions don't. They have to go into singles competition a little while, go get that Intercontinental and World Championship, and come back.
Got to go to other federations, work on it, and then come back together. You have to do these things. These things have to happen. So,
the
growth
first
can
day,
happen.
the first day we ever went on the air was April 23rd, 2012. And within 3 months, I think we had Afro Man was our first celebrity guest.
Yeah.
People thought we
No
was
way.
Yeah, we was booking celebrity guests. We was doing this in the basement apartment. People thought we was like a legit radio station. So we started becoming legit. We trademarked the name. We got an LLC.
We just took it around with it.
We ended up doing during that porn incident. That was a meeting that we had to set up a show on AM radio, 1600 WWRO. We was on live at Saturdays at 1 p.m.
Yeah, we did. That was about 4 or 5 weeks before they sold the station.
They sold the station right when we
found out
started
as we were
getting our
about to go in the day before. Like, hey, what time meet tomorrow? They sold the station.
And it was crazy. So we've always almost made it, and then something would happen. Then we almost make it, and then something happens. So now we've gotten used to the fact that we enjoy listening to our own podcast. So I don't even care if people are listening to it. We're just gonna do it for us.
Yeah.
And if people listen, they listen. And if not,
I mean, we see the proof people listen, but I mean, I've told him, it's gotten to the point where now, especially I'm out of work. When I'm getting hot, when I'm getting stoned at home, it's I need something to listen to. I'll listen to us. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna play the game right after. But then I'm realizing I'm sitting there listening to us laughing for about an hour before I realize, holy shit. And I tell him, it's yo, some of the shit I can't believe comes out of either of our mouths. It's holy shit, we said that.
Yeah.
We legit said that. And there's times after I'll tell him all the time, man, I wasn't sure how that would sound when I said it. And I usually listen back to it to make sure I don't say anything too crazy or said anything too crazy. It's man, that sounded a little nuts, but I said it the right way. I didn't put my foot in my mouth or step in it. So
And what
I
was
feel like-
crazy?
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm just totally relating to what you guys are saying. Like our relationship as painters, like sometimes we'll look at a painting in the end and be like, "Oh, I love what you did there," and she'll say, "Well, that was you." So it's like I didn't know what I was saying, but it looks great.
And we've made beautiful TV and radio from tragic situations. Like there was even one episode where we secured our first Reverb Nation campaign. So all day I'm clicking refresh, and we went from like 50 friends on Facebook to like 3,000. And we had right before that, we had to go out of our way to find guests to bring on the show. And then through Reverb Nation, we got about like 12,000 applications of people, artists that wanted to be featured on the show. So we opened up that show. That this time we was doing 3 hours live Monday nights at 8 p.m. When we opened that show, it was like Ric Flair with the drip. We was drinking, popping bottles, talking shit like, yo, this shit. We forgot to patch in the audio for the guests.
Yeah.
So after we did this huge celebration, I'm playing Drake's music, they take a shot for me, and everybody's celebrating. Then we bring on the first guest. We had like 3 guests lined up that night, and then my phone's going off like, yo, we can't hear the guests.
Yeah.
We have a panic attack live on the air.
That was a weird one. That was one of those ones that just was a nice reminder to us, like, hey guys, stay in your lane. All right. You're good.
Focused.
Not great yet. You're good. Like that was a nice subtle reminder, man. We had a few reminders that over time, like just to stay grounded. Like
and then once we started doing live TV, it was the transition was weird because we're used to not being seen. So we was just doing this at home. Like now people know we're at home.
Yeah.
Now people know.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked against us, but at the same time, it taught us everything we needed to know about TV so that we can actually do stuff like this now. So
you're like totally set up for like COVID. Like everybody's like seeing into each other's houses and like not realizing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were a bit ahead of the curve, man. We had aspirations. It was crazy to think that even in 2012, back when we did this, and later in the line, 2013, 14, the technology still wasn't there all the way for us to do it like that live, like TV wise, like we can, like anyone can now. Like it took a lot of shit to go together for us to put that together. And
because the technology wasn't there yet.
Not all the way. You had it in pieces, but you had to put pieces together to get it all, the package.
And that's what I think is so amazing about our personal journey is the fact that we started this during a time where we had to really go out of our way to do simple things. And now we have access to all of this fucking technology that's just sitting there. Apps on your phone that could do anything.
That can do any and everything you need to do, man.
Yeah.
Like some things where we had to have apps going together where now you just get it simply on your phone, man. And I mean, even now, like, essentially you think back to when we grew up, man, how hard it was for us. We came up on 56K dial-up speed internet modem. Like that sound on
remember that
internet.
AOL?
I feel like
And
if you can
logging
do it
into
DIY, like do it yourself when like nothing is easily available, you can do anything. You've got that training from like just trying to be able to figure it out. I feel that's like, anyone that's working now is doing it DIY and just figuring it out. And that's like, it's like, being creative.
I think the biggest problem for people is starting.
Mm,
They're afraid to start. They're afraid to fail.
yeah.
I think, I tell him, I think one of the biggest problems people have is they expect instant gratification from it.
It's like working out one day and expecting abs. It's like, no.
No,
It's
like you
process.
said, you have to do it for yourself, right? You have to do it just to be passionate about what you're
You
doing.
have to
and
love what you're doing
regardless
before anyone
of
else is going to
anyone's
love it. You
watching.
have to love it. And if you don't, people are going to, no.
And that's something I think people that's watching this need to take away from this episode, especially the fact that you need to find something that you love to do. So it never feels like work. Like this doesn't feel like work for us.
No, this doesn't feel like
I
work.
don't want to ever get up early enough in the morning to be anywhere to do something like this. And like today, because I had to shave, I got up at like 7:40 and still on time, everything, no problems. Like, I'm not a morning person at all. Like if you call me before 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, chances are I'm not going to pick up the phone. And that's just how I've been.
When you walk in this studio, you walk in like Vince McMahon, bro, the billionaire strut, and you're excited. Because this don't feel like work.
It doesn't, man. We're doing something we love. We're with people we love. We're doing something we enjoy. I think that's what people tell you is different between a job and a career. This is kind of that fine line between hobby and career, maybe profession. I don't know.
But I think
this is more than a hobby, but not quite career.
career to me is different for everyone. Everybody's different. Everybody's opinion is different and definition is different. Like you got comedians who graduated high school, they have a career, they're making $2 million a year, sponsorship opportunities, doing stand up left and right. And then you got somebody who's a college graduate that's stuck on an unemployment line because you got 5,000 people that graduated from the same college with the same degree that all want careers, but they don't have one because they're just waiting for a career. So the people that have the strongest careers are the people who made their careers.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, like they say with a lot of times you hear rappers say, sometimes you have to make your own lane. And that's one thing I said I think is going to come out of this when people see how uninterested kids were in learning the way they did. Is like maybe you should give kids the truth, man, that after high school, don't push all kids into colleges, man. How many people, I mean, we'll say just from our graduating class we went through in high school, you graduated the year before me. How many people do we know went to college, went to like for their masters, their doctorates, and still like not doing anything in that field, doing other shit, bartending, serving,
and just have a shitload of debt.
A shitload of debt. A lot of people.
I know somebody that graduated from like DeVry with a computer technician degree, some shit like that, working security. Said, bro, you could have just worked security. You could have worked security, worked your way up the security ranks. That's what he did. And the money's there. People pay you a lot of money. My brother does security too, and they pay his ass a lot of money. But it's like when you just have that mentality of applying for jobs and trying to get noticed by other people, those are the people who end up doing that for the rest of their lives. Like, look at what Danny did. He built this. He built this shit. When we first started doing the show here, we was live every day. Every weekday, 10 a.m.
Yeah, you got to make it happen for yourself, you know? Like, if no one's going to hire you, you got to just make it for yourself. It's like punk aesthetic.
And especially with art is subjective. So it's like anybody could look at that, see something different, want something different, value it differently. But once you find the right buyer, the right renter, whatever you decide to do with that piece, they're going to immortalize it. People are going to take pictures in front of it. It's like a step and repeat. It's a point of interest in any hotel. It's a point of interest in any gallery. And that's creating value from thin air. That's really what it is. It's the business of creating value from thin air. That's what a song is. That's what a podcast is. That's what a painting is. Like we brag about the fact that we never prepare for shows. We never, like, I'll come in here, I'm outside smoking a cigarette. I won't even talk to him. Once we go live on the air,
there's no pre-discussions. There's no, we're going to talk about this. We're going to do this, that, and third. It's just, we're live. Ball starts rolling.
What happened last week when we went live? Danny came out and he gave us a hug.
Like, you guys are just natural, man. It was just, when we start, once we're on. Like, how many times have I told you, like, friends, family that have called me up that have seen, like, the YouTube videos that have listened on Spotify, and they're like, yo, when you guys are going, man, like, you guys are just, you're talking, like, that's the thing, too. We say we're just talking shit. And people say it's fucking talking shit. We don't mean it like that, but kind of like that. But, like, just doing our thing. Like, we're just two guys shooting the shit who've known each other their entire lives. And the banter goes back and forth really good, and it works.
And once you find synergy with somebody, as you guys have, then I'm just expecting to see more and more collections. So when's the next one?
Well, in terms of painting series, I'm not sure, but I did want to mention these postcards that Claire made. I think it's a pretty amazing project that she's dropped off here at First Live.
I wanted to do something like just to shout out a little bit to like everything that's going on right now. Breonna Taylor, it's been, I believe, like 114 days possibly, and like nothing's happened. So because she was in science, and I feel like women in science are really important, I found these women in science postcards, which I have pre-addressed to the governor, the attorney general, the Louisville Police Department, and the FBI in Louisville, so that if anyone wants to just like easily like write to Louisville and let them know that this is not okay, and this is the time to do it, just to like make it really easy for people. I feel like it's like, if you can just have it so it's like one step for someone to do, you know, like it's all about little tiny steps. So just wanted to like get that ball rolling. And actually I saw Daisy Skelton on First Live the other night, and she had a t-shirt that just had the numbers of the Louisville Police Department. And I was like, just like inspired. I was like, like that's one easy little thing for people to do. And like, if we can just keep that ball rolling while we like have this attention, we need to like just make sure people like care,
Yeah, I feel like you mentioned, being creative and turning that into value and sort of speaking to the monetary sense of it. But I think, there's also the side of creativity that generates value and societal change, bringing awareness and helping people get active.
A friend of mine just posted recently, like, it's the job of the artist to inspire the revolution, which I like really loved.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, yes, I can get behind that.
It's funny. There was an article that came out recently where people are upset that Rage Against the Machine is political.
Like, who didn't know?
Are you kidding me?
I mean, I tell you,
You didn't hear about that?
What are they raging against?
About that. And Tom Morello tweets at the person. He's like, "What machine do you think we were raging against this whole time?"
like the fact that people don't know these things is one of the things that, I mean, to me, I find that mind-boggling. I didn't really listen to Rage Against the Machine, and I knew what it was about. Like, I only knew Rage Against the Machine because of you, and even I knew what that was about.
I'm like,
They're
bro,
angry about something.
like, it's literally the ending songs to every Matrix movie.
Yeah, even Green Day, American Idiot, is a protest
It's
album.
like, my God, bro. Oh, of course, it's gonna be. It's the new people. What is it? It's Generation Z? Is that
what are you calling these kids? I don't know. The iPhone generation? They're not millennials. We're millennials.
We're millennials. We're the last
Are
of the
they
millennials.
Zennials?
I think
Is that
they're
right?
Zennials.
Yeah, maybe
Zennials? I don't know.
Generation Z.
I don't know what they are.
They're a bunch of zombies is what they are.
I'm still.
Oh.
I'm still. Here's the thing. I don't believe you can go from the Tide Pod shit and some of the other dumb shit they do, these stupid
these
challenges,
TikTok
jumping out of
challenges.
cars, lighting their arms on fire, to being this politically awake and everything. Like, I love where your minds are, young people of this country, but I still need to see more before I feel like giving you the keys to our society to drive this car.
I think we're about to get the keys.
I think we're about to get the keys. Like, I want to say that, but still, there's still I say you look across the country. I've been telling people honestly too. You have to look at people who weren't allowed to vote 2016, who now are voting age, man. And there are a lot of young males, and I'll say young males from, Midwestern and Southern states that are going to look at what's happened in the last 4 years and still believe in the old boys club. And it's going to, I believe that.
I hope not. With everything on the streets right now, I really hope that that's changing, that's not acceptable to be part of that old boys club anymore.
I think they're seeing that, but I think that's why you're seeing such a pushback against this, because they know it's going to die. Because you should think these people, you would think these people would know better.
It's a death rattle.
So with your face exposed, be saying the dumb shit they're saying. You're a cop, you're a court officer, you're a firefighter, you're a lawyer. You have jobs. You don't think people are going to, like, this thing that is out in these people. And the thing these people still say.
Know that we all have to vote to make sure they do not have a say in this next election. We got to be prepared for that.
I believe, like, states like here is why I told one of our buddies is why I told him, I'm not going to jump down your throat about this one because you live in New York State. I don't consider New York State a swing state. I vote, but I knew Hillary was going to run away with New York State. I think Joe Biden's going to run away, or whoever the presumptive Democratic nominee is will run away with New York State. But I believe when it comes to these other states, these flyover states, they say, other parts of the country, is where people, I think, is also the reason he won the last elections, because you overlook the opinions of these people. And I think you have to look at these people that no matter what you say, you can use COVID as a barometer right now, as the biggest barometer, where all you have to do is put on a fucking mask of some type. Just cover your face in some manner or fashion. And that's a big problem. And we're a laughing stock to the world, and numbers are jumping back up. And it's a political issue instead of a health issue. Yeah, essentially.
That's actually why I really like writing the postcards, because everybody along the way can read the postcard. You know what I mean? Like, it's not an email, so no one sees it except for you and the recipient. But everyone along the way is going to be like, oh, that's kind of a cool postcard. What does that say?
The sorter,
is that everyone, all the way to Kentucky?
The mailman who picks it up, the mailman who puts it, the sorter who handles it, everything. Everyone will get a look at these. So that is an amazing thing, man. And like even you said, it's addressed to the mayor, and this one's addressed to the mayor. Mayor Greg Fisher, 527 West Jefferson Street, 4th floor, Louisville, Kentucky, 40202.
Let's go. I'll call an Uber.
Roach
Might, might be a few grand, but
Let's see how this goes.
We'll
That's
get
usually how athletes do it when they get traded in the middle of the night or something as such.
I think something else important for those flyover states, so to speak, like Michigan, Arizona, Florida. There's so many. The Carolinas is to write your senators to support the HEROES Act, because we're just about to run out of our enhanced unemployment, and so many people in the arts are about to hit some really hard financial times. We're not going back to work, so that's something I'm trying to advocate for, is to have people write to their senators, like you said, outside of New York. It's really important to get politically engaged.
And this is, I mean, I tell him all the time as well. Even voting in local elections matters the most. That's one of the big things. Like if you notice right here, this vote. That was one of the big things with Danny when we came over
we
here.
cut the wood, literally.
Oh, the
You
ceiling
guys
is
made
so
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
That
like
was one of our
admiring it the
first
first time
projects
we
here.
came into
Yeah.
the
First,
space.
that was our
So
second
great.
project here.
Yeah.
I think
I
the
say we
first
did
one.
the wall, and then next day
Yeah.
we came back and we did
Let's
this.
get a shot of that. See if we can get a shot. He's about to tip himself into the wall.
Yeah. It's
I'm good.
That's a tough shot.
Yeah.
But
Don't
we
worry
say
about
like
it.
voting
Oh
in
my
local
God, that's
elections
how
why
I
it
look.
matters. A lot of people don't know and don't. They think every change like has to come from a federal level in this country, and that's not where it comes from. Even I try to explain that to people. The problems that affect your community are local elections. That's why you need to pay attention to them.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people, I tell that all the time, man. I mean, I know they still don't listen, but I'm hoping that with everything that's going on these last few weeks, the last few months, since Memorial Day, what's happened opens people's eyes, man, and you realize, you don't just vote every 42 years; it's every year. And there's things. I mean, even when it's not like voting for officials, voting for bills, amendments to stuff, it matters.
What's funny is that when we did our first run with Good Morning Bushwick, we ended up bringing on the assemblywoman that takes care of our neighborhood, Maritza Davila, and her office is literally right up the block. After we had her on, I ended up having to go to her office to get my mom's heat turned on because it was dead winter and it was just a fucking icebox in there. And she actually got it done.
She, I'll say, when it comes to Maritza Davila, one of the hardest workers I think in politics around this area. Someone who, for me, I mean, I know them because I've had to go there for the same issues, other issues we've had, even when your mom lived next door to me. And when you told me, my mom said she's been calling me, I was like, just let's stop over there on the way back and tell, Maritza and Paul what's up. Maritza Davila and Paul runs her staff over there and runs the office. And it was no, man. I remember when I told you when our fridge was busted and we were going back and forth with them. And we just had to toss all the food. It's a freezer, and it shouldn't turn off. A freezer should go into defrost mode. It's a fucking freezer. It makes no sense that you're telling us that. And I remember when she called them up, she's like, no, it's not gonna be we'll see. She's like, I'm gonna call you back at this time, and I expect it to be done. And she told him 2-3 o'clock, man, they were knocking on our door, bringing a brand new refrigerator at 1:30. Four. This is a 2-man job.
That's
They're
the power,
4 or
bro.
5 people making sure this shit got done right.
That's the power of local politics, especially in neighborhoods like this.
She said, if I have to, we will.
Because we don't really do town hall meetings here.
They do sometimes, but they're not publicized that good, and people don't really pay attention.
They used to do them at the community center across the street from the crib.
Yeah,
but that was just for the for us.
Shit for us going on affecting us. They don't do big too many big community board meetings for shit affecting the neighborhood. I feel the last one I even saw anything for was with the way they changed the bus routes up in Ridgewood with the 58 now, making that crazy. All those buses coming down that narrow ass street up the block from Bushwick, that little Ridgewood place that's called, that little narrow ass street. That's the last time I feel I saw anything for a community board meeting around here. And obviously people didn't go because I don't think that's safe at all, having that many buses on that narrow street, and that's a residential area.
No.
But that just shows people don't pay attention.
But it's been another fantastic episode. We got about 5 minutes left. I want to take this time.
I didn't realize we went that long.
To do any final plugs. I want to give you guys the stage real quick. Just remind everybody about Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday at 30daystoRock.us, 7 o'clock. We will be having our live performance with DJ Chef Kissy Fingers, and we'll be painting each other.
Just want to thank First Live for having us and being part of this festival. It's so awesome to be part of a creative community of different musicians and artists making things at this time.
Check out aqueousisolations.com where you can see the paintings and some really great detail shots.
Buy some art to put on your walls.
yeah, and buy some art.
You have a chance at an original. Hey, man, you could. I tell people all the time, man, you get a shot at an original artist piece, take it, because you never know what's gonna happen.
Never know.
And you hold the piece to that collection. It's like when you're playing Monopoly and you hold that piece to the color group.
It's like
You hold the keys to that game.
Well, series paintings like this, I'm gonna, give you a little Harry Potter here. They're like the Horcrux, because essentially you're just putting your soul in each one of these pieces. So you got to keep your soul together. I'm telling you, do the hotel thing, man. Do the hotel thing.
We already sold one, so our soul's going to be dispersed. It's going to Texas.
Man. Oh, we're going back
All
to
souls
Texas.
will be all over the country.
Texas.
That would be awesome.
Maybe the world. I'm okay with that.
So let me get one more shot of the website here, 30daystorock.us.
Yes, and we also want to remind everyone that while we're live here, this is also a fundraiser to help raise funds here for First Live Studio, which hasn't gotten any type of relief, as have multiple small businesses, man. I said it before, man. I think that this place has always been a gem that's yet to be discovered, and it's only been discovered by some people, and I hope that this puts a light on the space that's available here for people. And that's why we're here, man, because there's a fundraiser to help generate funds to keep First Live open and keep this whole business rocking and rolling. And it's a place where people of all types in the community, artist community, all types of communities could come together and work together. And like we've done every time we've been on air. So any information you need, just head over to 30 days to rock.us. I was about to say firstlive.us. That's 30 days to rock.us. You'll get the entire schedule. You can see the lineup coming up. You can see all the information you need on the acts. And you can also watch the previously live recorded shows. Everything there.
Everything is archived.
Yes, everything's archived. It will be archived for a while.
So, of course, there's many more things happening this week. You guys can easily just go on the website, pick a day that you want to watch, and all this shit is streamed live. So during a time where everything is digital, this is the one place that needs to stay open.
Yeah.
And the only place to help make that shit happen is at 30daystorock.us.
And if you're an artist, if you want to see the type of services available, man, just check out any of the artist videos that performed in the space, man. You have the John Evans Bond, the Pitt Brothers Band. You have Daisy Skelton, and I forgot, it was the trio yesterday.
The trio yesterday?
John DeFury, see? The John DeFury trio. I knew there was a John in there.
That was yesterday?
Yes. If you want to see the type of space available to artists and see, there's the amazing things, just head over to 30daystorock.us and you'll get all the information you need here, man. And
of course, tomorrow we got Daniel J. Morrow, a First Live veteran. Of course, we want to give him some support. So definitely tune in at 7 p.m. You guys already know you're here with Bud and Roach.
And you know how it goes when you're with Bud and Roach, man. Anything you need Bud and Roach related, you can get over at budandroach.com.
And you can follow us at Bud and Roach on Instagram and all social media platforms, because I'm pretty sure we have more than just Instagram.
Yeah, more than just Instagram, but I think we follow Instagram. We monitor Instagram the most.
But we want to say once again, we love you guys. We love everybody that's tuning in.
Thank you all for
the family, the
live.
friends, the supporters.
Family, friends. Roach's amazing idea for me to go live in the beginning. More people tuned in than last week, I noticed.
Just got to keep doing it, bro.
Yeah.
Just got to remember
to do that. But I want to thank you ladies for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Tinsty and Renee.
Yes. I'm glad I wasn't crazy seeing the Nick Cage face in the painting. Glad that wasn't just me. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, man. It's been another amazing episode. Can't wait to see you guys all next week.
We'll
Do it all
see
again,
guys.
10 a.m.
Tune in Sunday.
Yes, and tune in Sunday. Yes.
Absolutely.
And just keep tuning in to 30 days
Every
to
day.
rock.us every day, because you'll get an amazing treat. Check out the schedule.
That's good.